Hello there. Can you see me and hear me all right through your monitor? Okay, that's great. You're coming in nice and clear as well. I can hear you and I can see you just fine, so we have a good connection. Being so far away, it can be kind of difficult to get good connections, especially when it's during the solar storm season, so glad that we're able to make this connection today. Now, when you left your hailing message, you said that you were newlyweds and interested in designing your first space pod. Well, congratulations on the nuptials, as well as purchasing your first space pod. It's always a very exciting time in anyone's life when they buy their first space pod, and especially if you can do it as a couple and decorate it to both your liking. So, as I'm sure you know, all space pods initially come right off the line, standard issue. There's a few things that they all have, but the purpose of this session is, of course, to come up with a few things to make the pod a little more yours, give it that personal touch so that it's something that you're happy to fly home to every night. So, every space pod will, of course, come with 2 docking bays, one on either side, but we can add additional docking bays or enlarge the docking bays if that's something that you think you'd be interested in. That's actually one of the things at the top of your list. Okay, well, let me just pull up my pad here. Okay, so now, are you interested in additional docking bays or in increasing the size of the standard issue docking bays? You'd like to increase one of the docking bays? Okay, we can do that. And how big would you like us to enlarge this particular docking bay? It has to fit a C756 in it? Okay, then we're definitely going to need to enlarge that. And what a nice piece of flying machinery, if I may say so. Yeah, I had an old boyfriend who had one of those, and we used to fly around in that beautiful, beautiful piece of machinery. Unfortunately, also the reason why he is no longer with us, but he was something of a reckless flyer and flew right into a comet, but, these things happen, so, just make sure that you fly better than he did. So anyway, we're just going to enlarge that docking bay to accommodate that, okay? And now for the other docking bay, is that good size for your flying vehicles, or do we need to enlarge that one as well? That one's fine, okay, but you would like to add a 3rd docking bay to another side. Okay, we can do that. Well, we have one on either side of the space pod, so why don't we put the next one toward the back entrance of the space pod? Nobody really wants a docking bay right at the front door, so we'll put that one on the back. And what size would you like that docking bay to be? Standard size should do just fine. Okay, there we go. So 3 docking bays, 2 of standard size, and 1 about triple sized. Does that sound about right? It does. Okay, so now where is your space pod located? Oh, such a beautiful area. You've got that great view, so we're really going to want to make sure that we have enough windows in your space pod to take advantage of that. There's nothing like the view of a dying star. It's just breathtaking, and if you're near that, you're going to want to be able to look at that every morning. So I'm just going to add in a few more windows than what the standard issue space pods come with. I have windows going all the way around here, at least one on each side. I could add more than that, and I could also add upper and lower windows, so you would have an entire encompassing view all the way around from every direction, up, down, left, right, front, back of your space pod. You really like the sound of that? Okay. But no ground windows in the bathroom because it's kind of nerve-wracking? Understood, yes. Kind of feel like you're falling into the middle of nowhere. Okay. How would you feel about a window that opens out on the roof of the bedroom so you can see everything while you're falling asleep? You do like that, okay. And would you like one under the bed as well? Again, that can be kind of like the bathroom. You could feel like you're falling, but when you're sleeping, it's not as big of a deal because you're not staring down at the floor at that time. But it's kind of nice when you get up in the morning, step out of bed, and there's all the stars right under you. You do like the sound of that, okay. Yes, of course, I have windows around the bedroom as well, so it's not just top and bottom. You have side views, because what's the point of having a view that gorgeous if you don't have enough windows to enjoy it? Okay, so, as you brought up the subject of the bathroom, we have your standard issue shower, your accelerated blow dryer, and of course the toilet. We have them in proportion to each other. Is there anything else that you would like in your bathroom? This is just the standard issue that comes with the pod. Oh yes, of course, there is a sink that comes standard issue in the pod as well. You'd like to upgrade that a bit? Okay, we can do that. Something a little bit larger. You'd also like to change what it's made out of. Okay, well, let me see. On the planet Krillakian, they have a beautiful stone. They just started mining it, so it's actually not anywhere on the market, but we've gotten an early supply of it, an early shipment, and we could bring some of that over and do your sink out of that. It's really, really breathtaking and spectacular. In fact, I'm just going to send you a few samples of it. You should be receiving these momentarily. Okay, you got the samples. What do you think? Does that look like something you'd like to have your sink made out of? It is, okay. Yes, it is on the pricier side because it is a difficult substance to mine, just with the fact that the planet is, so remote. It takes a while to get there. So, it is a little bit on the pricier side, but I'm gathering that money isn't too much of an issue for you guys. It's sounding like you're doing okay with some of the things you want added in here. Okay, so yeah. So we'll have your sink made out of that. Is there anything else that you'd like in the bathroom? You'd like a radiation washer? Because of your jobs, you're exposed to high levels of cosmic background radiation. Okay, we can put that in here right next to the shower. Unfortunately, we haven't yet found a way to combine them with showers to make them all in one. The radiation washers still need to be separate from the standard showers, but we can put it in the little alcove right next to it there. And that will be the full strength. I assume that's what you're interested in. Okay, and then right next to that, why don't we put a little closet for the towels, because obviously you're going to want to towel off after a radiation cleansing. Okay. How does that sound for the bathroom? Anything else that you think you need in there? That's pretty good. Okay, well, moving on to the living area. We have that next to the bedroom, kitty corner to the bathroom. And of course, we'll have your communications monitor, some comfortable chairs for lounging, and you mentioned that you would like a large computer system to do some at-home work as well. Okay, we can put that right over here. It's kind of your basic run-of-the-mill living space, but you know, it sounds like you guys work and go out a lot anyway, so you probably don't need a huge living space. This looks like a good living space to you? Okay. And then coming down from that, next to the wall separating the bathroom here, we have your kitchen. And of course, we have the standard food producer already programmed with all your favorite foods. You sent me detailed specs on the species that both of you are, so all the common foods to your species are programmed into the food processor. Just speak what you want, and it will, of course, appear hot and ready or cold and ready as per whatever you're eating, but it will be ready as soon as it appears. And then, of course, there is a cryo storage tank for anything you need to keep cold over here. And there is another sink here. Would you like me to have this made out of the same material as the bathroom sink? Kind of continuity throughout the pod? You would, okay, yes. And then, of course, there is a small radiation washer next to that, just in case you collect some edibles from planets that may have absorbed some radiation on the trip home. You're going to want one of those. And then, oh yeah, we can definitely do that. Okay, you want it a little bigger? Okay, we can do that. You bring a lot of food home from the other planets. Okay, yeah, that's no problem at all. There's plenty of space in the kitchen in your pod, so we can definitely do that. Is there anything else that you would like in your pod's kitchen? That's good for now. Okay, well then, stepping off out of the kitchen, so it's kind of in the last corner between the living area and the kitchen, we have your transporter platform. Now, given that you two are different species, I don't think that one transporter platform is going to work for both of you, just given your genetic molecular makeups. Some of you can use this type and some of you can't. The two of you are going to need different transporter platforms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge this and just kind of divide it in half, and we're going to have the one be used by the one of you that can take 36,000 pounds of pressure per minute, and then we're going to have the second one be a light transporter, which will melt the cells into light and reassemble them elsewhere. It's not quite so jarring as the first one. Granted, most species can take the 36-pound transporter no problem, but one of you I don't think will be able to. You didn't say whose specs were whose, but whoever is the Scintillarian, I don't think that your species can really handle that. So we don't want you getting squashed to death by your own transporter platform, so we're going to add in the light osmosis transporter, okay? How does that sound? And they're right next to each other, so you can both leave for work in the morning, wave goodbye, and get transported your own separate ways. The light osmosis transporter is a little bit slower than the 36 pressure pound transporter, which is why most people prefer the 36 pressure pound transporter, but the light osmosis transporter obviously is less likely to kill you if your cells are sensitive, so you just might have to leave for work a little earlier with one of those. That's actually what you currently have in the house. Okay, where you're currently staying? Would you still like the 36-pound transporter? For whichever one of you is able to use it? You would. Okay, great. Yes, that's actually the better one for transporting, home groceries or anything like that, things that you would bring in from the outdoors or things that you want to send out, physical items. That is definitely the transporter to use. Any non-living items are going to be completely messed up by the light osmosis transporters, so you only want to use that for living creatures, but everything else use the 36 pressure pound transporter. Okay, so we'll just stick that in there. Okay, so it looks like we've got the main portion of the pod all set. Is there anything else that comes to mind that you would like added to this pod? You think the pod's a little small in general. Okay, well, we can definitely add on a room to it. Do you have anything in mind for what you'd like added on? Maybe a guest room and a child's room? Are you planning to procreate soon? Well, congratulations. I hope that goes very well for you. Okay, why don't we add a large section on here, kind of near the bathroom and bedroom area, and you can have one half of it be a guest room, and the other half of it be a future little baby room. We could also use it as an office if you didn't want your office set up in the living area. You're fine with it in the living area? Okay, then yeah, why don't we just have that set up as a little baby's room and a little guest room. Would you like a guest bathroom on with the guest room as well? You would, okay. And do you want that in similar design to your current bathroom? Your guests are an aquatic species. Okay, well that changes everything, doesn't it? Okay, so we're going to have to change the siding to allow for a lot more aquatic exposure, and I expect the bathroom will have to allow for that as well. Just the guest bathroom, okay. So we'll just add that on there. Okay, how does that look? Now, what will you be doing if your guests are not of the aquatic species? For now, they might just be using the baby room. Okay, that should work out then. What was that? Yes, of course. You can come back at any time. You end up having many children, or, an in-law moves in with you, or visitors from multiple planets and you need to find housing for them all. You can always hail me again, and I can design another set of rooms to add to your pod. One of the great things about the base pod is that you can just build on it until you have the size that you want for your needs. I've seen people build absolute mansions with these things. You just keep sticking the building blocks on there and expanding your pod, so that's no problem at all. So, how does this seem to you so far? Let me just send you the drawing that I have written up here. Okay, you should be receiving that now. Okay, does everything on there seem to meet your needs and specifications? It does. Okay, well, I'm going to get this sent out to the Intergalactic Building Committee. They will have to approve this plan before we can actually start altering your pod, but you don't have anything really crazy here, so I don't see that being a problem. So you should expect to hear a reply in 3 or 4 planetary revolutions, and then we can get to work on customizing your pod, and you 2 happy little newlyweds can move right in, okay? So sit back and relax, and you'll be hearing from me in a few planetary revolutions, and we can get going, alright? Congratulations once again on your wedding and on designing and moving into your first space pod. I wish you many years of happiness, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye.